Food Trucker School is now in session. This is episode 30. What's up, food truckers? My name is Pat Flynn, your host, and we are here to help you take your food truck business to the next level. Whether you're just starting out or you're a veteran in this business, there is always going to be something here for you here at Food Trucker School. I'm so happy to welcome Cayla to the episode today. Cayla runs not a truck, but a food bike. So actually a taco bike. She serves organic breakfast tacos from a bicycle. You can find her at taco.bike. And what's really cool is she has the first certified organic restaurant in the South and 6th in the entire country. She is 100% zero waste, and she strives to run the most ethical business that she can. Her motto is changing the world one taco at a time. So without further ado, here's Cayla from Taco Bike. What's up, food truckers? I'm so happy to welcome Cayla from Taco Bike. You can find out the website at taco.bike, which actually is a great domain name. Cayla, welcome to Food Trucker School. How are you?
I'm great. It's great to be here. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, thanks for coming on and sharing what you're going to share, because I'm very inspired with what everything taco.bike serves for and why it was built. I mean, can you talk about the history of it? How did you get started with your business?
Sure. I came into the food business kind of by accident. I became very interested after starting a magazine in the sustainable agricultural movement. I did a lot of reading about the agricultural system. At the same time, I'm vegan and I try to eat only organic food. And so I was running up against this wall where I couldn't actually eat anywhere outside of my own apartment for the most part, because a lot of chefs weren't carrying any organic food. So I started Taco Bike to prove that fast food can be done in a healthy way that is still cheap with respect to the environment. That's how I arrived at the idea. The way that I launched it was through Kickstarter. So I'm a community-supported business, and I am the first certified organic restaurant in the South.
That's so awesome. Congratulations. And kudos to you for doing that. I think it's really awesome. And when was the Kickstarter campaign, and how soon after that were you able to get your bike up and running?
I completed a 30-day Kickstarter campaign in the fall. When the funds came through about 20 days later, I began work building the trailer, and I launched the actual full iteration of Taco Bike a month after the Kickstarter campaign ended. So during the whole time also, I was fully operational. So I did full sales during the campaign, which was very difficult running a Kickstarter.
You're right.
But it all happened pretty quickly. I had the idea in the late summer, and then did the campaign pretty much a month later. That lasted for a month, and then a month after that, I was up and running, and I ran through the fall. That's
awesome. So we're talking the sort of later half of 2014, so just last year.
Exactly.
Your motto is changing the world one taco at a time. Where in the world are you? How can we go and find you?
I am based in Nashville, Tennessee, so you'd have to come to Nashville.
I'll take that as an invite. I will go.
Yeah, please come to Nashville. At this point, we are not mailing tacos anymore, so you have to come to Nashville to eat tacos.
Oh, there's a business idea.
And the type of food that we serve comes from Austin, Texas. So it's Austin-style breakfast tacos, which if you've ever been to Austin, are huge there. Yeah, that's where we are.
I love it.
The motto, changing the world one taco at a time, kind of it's at the social mission of the business, which is to support and promote sustainability, animal rights, and healthy eating, so health and well-being.
That's awesome. I know a lot of people who are listening to this believe in that too and want to get involved with helping. How is Taco Bike doing that? How are you changing the world with your food truck as the example?
The first thing we do that's different and I think revolutionary, even on a small scale, is sourcing. So I spent a lot of time when I was researching the concepts, making sure that I could source and figuring out how to source organic produce with an emphasis on local produce. So I actually worked at 2 certified organic farms in the Nashville area and started developing relationships with those farms so that when I opened a restaurant or, in this case, a food bike, I could source directly from those farmers. The second thing that's different about Taco Bike that promotes health is the fact that it is bicycle-based. Mm-hmm. Nashville is a developing city, so it's still growing very quickly, and there's a growing bike commuter demographic here. So previous to launching Taco Bike, I did a lot of community building centered around encouraging people to cycle. So simply by being on a bike, even pulling a trailer, more, not only being on a bike, but pulling a heavy trailer, mm-hmm. shows people on the roads that it's not as difficult as they think it is to maybe get on their bike instead of getting in their car a couple times a month. And the third thing is, really simple ingredients and just the fact that I'm serving breakfast and making it more convenient. Most people skip breakfast, as you know, it's very unhealthy. Mm-hmm. And then a lot of fast food breakfast options, which people take on their way to work if they eat breakfast at all most of the time, are extremely unhealthy. And so I'm Real Food certified, which means that I went through a program by the U.S. Department of Health to certify that I'm serving food in a very healthy way, that I'm using fresh ingredients, I'm not using trans fats, I'm using, organic oils and very little of them. So holistically, I'm really trying to show that food can be done better in multiple ways.
Love that. In terms of the Real certified or the Real certification by the USDA, how long was that process and how does one get started with that?
The Real certified program is currently fully subsidized in several states. So in Tennessee, it was completely free for me. Awesome. The process went sort of like this. First, I reached out to the organization after I heard about it. I was then paired with a dietitian who I met with for about an hour. Mm-hmm. The dietitian conducted an audit of my menus and a brief interview on my sourcing and how I was preparing the food. The dietitian then completed and submitted a report to the Real Food Council, and I was approved by them about a week later and provided with my certificate.
Oh, that's awesome. So that's not too difficult.
It's not difficult at all, and I think it's a really wonderful thing. They are also developing a directory, so if you travel to other cities and you want to eat healthy while dining out, you can look up restaurants that have this certification. It's sort of a growing badge that restaurants can get.
It's awesome. I love it. I love how, I feel like a lot of food truck owners, it's just some small things they have to do to make tremendously big changes, not just in their truck and their business, but also to affect the whole world. And you're just a prime example of that. And that's amazing. Again, make sure to go and visit Cayla's site. Taco.bike is the URL. And if you're in Nashville, Tennessee, go and find this bike. How many people are working with you for Taco Bike?
Right now, it's just me. And then I have someone helping me with branding. And when I get very busy, I have a couple of part-time employees to help me in the kitchen. But it's still small and a one-person show, as I'm sure many listeners can relate to.
That's really cool. What is your favorite part about kind of what you've built here?
My favorite part about Taco Bike is being the first certified organic restaurant in the South. That was a very big deal for me. I wanted to prove to chefs that it was possible. And even the farmers who I spoke with who were certified organic didn't think it was realistic or even within my budget to do so. But I got certified organic in 2 weeks, and it only cost me $700 because of the government subsidized, program to support certified organic agriculture. So that's something I'm very proud of. And then second to that, I'm also zero waste. So that's something I think restaurants should do more of. I compost and recycle all of the waste that comes into the kitchen, all of it that's possible. And then I reduce my use of things like saran wrap, which is completely disposable at this point. Mm-hmm. And that makes a big impact as well. Almost half of the food that's grown that actually makes it to restaurants is discarded as waste. So if a lot of that can be diverted from landfills and composted in a community garden or kept in the city limits, like what I'm doing, it can make a huge environmental impact.
That's absolutely huge. Yeah, absolutely. If you could go back in the time, since the beginning of this process and change anything in terms of what you've done, or maybe there were some mistakes you made along the way or some really hard challenges that you wish you knew about, what would you sort of say to your earlier self about what you're up to?
two things pop into my head immediately to answer your question concerning what I would do differently if I could go back in time. The first is this: I wouldn't have started operating the business while I was trying to complete a successful crowdfunding campaign. Doing something like a Kickstarter, which I think a lot of food truck entrepreneurs and food entrepreneurs do, is more than a full-time job. It's extremely stressful. It's very, very time-consuming, and it's high stakes. So the closer to your goal you get, the more you have to lose because it's all or nothing. So I wouldn't have tried to be fully operational while that was going on. I would have only done that and had, maybe a little more free time and more of a social life, more balance. And then the second thing is I wouldn't have spent so much money on extraneous marketing expenses, especially today with mobile food sales. It's very easy to get the word out just simply using Twitter and Facebook. I partially through the Kickstarter campaign and partially because of my own sheer excitement at having completed the Kickstarter, purchased, for example, many, many T-shirts and a lot of pins that I projected in my mind people would buy. And simply put, people don't really care about that as long as they can find you on Twitter. It's very easy to get noticed nowadays. So I would tell other entrepreneurs to save their money.
That's such great advice, because I think we get so excited, like you said, about our new business ventures. It's like really cool to see your logo on a shirt. And we just create all these shirts, pins, and, these really good looking business cards with letterheads and, all this stuff. And you're right. I mean, it's not about that. I mean, that can come later, but it's about the connections and the relationships. And it's cool that you mentioned Twitter and Facebook, because those are the two platforms that we hear all the time here on the show, to be able to not only share where your truck is, but build those important relationships that you have. Do you have repeat customers that just like try to find you every single day?
I do. I have some super fans, if you want to
That's
put
so
it
cool.
that way. And I think it's because breakfast tacos are so rare in Nashville. I'm the only one who's really serving exclusively breakfast tacos. And second, I think the idea is so weird that it kind of attracts super fan personality types. But I do get people coming back again and again because it's relatively inexpensive, and I do have a really strong social mission.
That's
and
awesome.
I try to be pretty honest and genuine about what I'm doing and have realistic expectations. What's going on?
That's great. All right, everybody, you got to go to Nashville and check out Taco Bike and find Cayla. She's amazing. She's doing great things to not only serve breakfast tacos and help keep everybody full and healthy and happy in the mornings, but also to change the world and with zero emissions and real food, organic, and just changing the world one taco at a time. So Cayla, thank you so much for your time here on the Food Trucker Podcast. We're going to do what we can to help serve you and share your brand with the world, and hopefully other food truck entrepreneurs who have existing trucks now, or people who are starting a truck, are going to learn from your example and see what they could do, at least to be conscious about kind of how their business is affecting the planet. So thank you for that.
Thank you for the opportunity. I'm happy to help.
And last thing, what's your Twitter so we can all just kind of say hi to you when the show goes live?
All of my social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, is at Taco Bike Nash.
Nash, Nash.
Nash, as in Nashville.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Cayla. Take care and have an amazing day.
You too. Thank you so much.
All right. I hope you enjoyed that interview with Cayla from, again, taco.bike, which is, like I said before, just an incredible domain name for what she's got going on. Thank you, Cayla, for all your inspiration. I hope that inspires some of you to make sure you're making conscious choices about how you are running your business and helping the world at the same time. And just the fact that you have an opportunity to teach and help and be an example for others as well. So thank you again. You can go to taco.bike to find out more about Cayla and her business, or find her bike in Nashville, Tennessee. Thank you all so much for listening in. I appreciate it. We are here to help you, again, with your food truck. And if you wanted to help us really quick, head on over to iTunes and leave a quick review for us. It means so much to us. It helps the show. It helps new people who are discovering this world of food trucks that this is a show worth listening to. And make sure to check out foodtrucker.com/book for our latest product to help you get started. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. And we'll see you in the next episode of Food Trucker School.